Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask. It is Tuesday, January the 25th. It's National Florida Day today.
I like Florida.
I do too. National Irish Coffee Day today. Oh, you like Irish coffee.
I do like Irish coffee.
National Plan for Vacation Day today.
I like vacation.
And it's National Opposite Day. So whatever you just said is all wrong. See how I left that for the end. Also, it is a Tuesday, which means we have Tuesdays with Charlie. Now, Charlie was with us in the studio for several weeks in a row. And now he's no longer in the studio. We got to call him. I don't even know if I remember.
He escaped.
I don't even know if I remember his phone number. No, I think I have it written down here somewhere. We'll be calling and chatting with him coming up in a bit. Also, a lot of fun stuff to get to, several stories that folks have shared. If you come across a fun story that you think, hey, this would be something fun for John and Heidi, I love it when you share those. And I usually respond back right away and say thank you. And if I ever forget to do that, I apologize. But you can submit them right through our website, johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to a study, neuroscientists say that we can have what they are calling emotional hangovers. So they're saying, you know, if you have like a really tough emotional time, it's almost like having a hangover when it's all said and done. So that's interesting. What do you think of that? Do you agree?
I can see that, yeah.
All right. And the work mace,
Work mace.
Sorry, I have an emotional hangover. The workplace may seem like the last place in the world you want to try your latest joke, but a study suggests jokes can make you seem more confident and more capable, even if the jokes don't go over. I would be very careful on which jokes you tell. A study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology incorporated 3 different experiments and suggested demonstrating your sense of humor with appropriate jokes increases your status among colleagues. And this is good to know. Don't be afraid if the joke flops. Bad jokes, as long as they're still appropriate, will not harm your social standing or affect how competent people think you are. They may even increase your confidence level in their mind.
Really?
I'm just telling you, if you have a lot of jokes that flop, I hope you're not a stand-up comic. That would not be... I think he's very competent.
I handle every situation with jokes. That's
That's how we do it.
How I cope.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A Fargo man under the influence in Moorhead crashed a vehicle with 4 young children inside the vehicle. Mitchell Lambert, age 27. I think I read this. I don't know if we talked about it before, but I'm almost positive I read this when it happened. Got to go to court January 21st. A tow truck was called to the scene for gasoline, but the vehicle sped away after being fueled. So he had run out of gas, and then he took off. Deputies spotted the vehicle going 98 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone.
Whoa.
Yeah. Then he crashed in the ditch, and he had a woman and 4 juvenile children, ages 4 months, 5 years old, and a couple other children in there. One of the children had no seatbelt on. So he got himself in a whole mess of trouble. Mm-hmm. He was under the influence and speeding and driving with a bunch of kids without seatbelts. I mean, all of those things on their own are a bad idea. You mix them together, and he is lucky nobody died.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
That's such a bad idea.
Never a good excuse to do any of those things. So that is what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. What film are you most looking forward to seeing in theaters this year? Or maybe when it comes out streaming? Scream is the number one answer on the list here. Then The Batman. Then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Jurassic World Dominion. Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear film. Thor, Love and Thunder. Bullet Train with Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock. Mission Impossible 7. Are they up to 7?
I
have missed the last 6, apparently. And then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and The Flash, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Avatar 2, and Knives Out 2. On that list, is there any one of those that you're going, I can't wait to see that?
No, not a
I would
single
say
one.
Scream is one that I know you'd mentioned you want to see. And I would like to see Knives Out, too. That was pretty cool, Knives Out. I thought that was pretty cool. And one last story. Kanye West spent $57 million on a new Malibu concrete sculpture house. I've got a link and photos and all that stuff because we're fresh out of time. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. You can find it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. We all know the term wind chill, but do we know what it means? Wind chill factor? It's a temperature that a person feels when you factor in the wind. For example, if a thermometer reads 35 degrees Fahrenheit and the wind is blowing at 25 miles per hour, the wind chill factor causes it to feel like it's 8 degrees. In other words, your 98-degree body loses heat as though it was 8 degrees outside because of the wind. Wind chill factor is the same effect that causes you to blow on hot soup to cool it down. The movement of the air increases the soup loss, so it is your wind chill from you blowing on the soup. It cools it down faster.
Well, growing up in the Midwest, it's a term I've used my whole life, but I honestly didn't really know what it meant. So.
Well, there's a lot more information in the old wind chill story. If you want to read it, I'll just put it in the show notes because it doesn't sound like Heidi's having fun as I'm reading this. It sounds as though you're a little bit bored on the other side of the counter.
No, I didn't know what it meant. I really didn't.
The fact that she just started nodding off in the middle of that story is kind of my first clue. Relaxing in a hot sauna may not only feel good, it may affect your heart and your blood vessels in ways that are similar to moderate exercise. Oh, my goodness.
I love a good sauna.
This is good news.
It's very good news.
On average, the study found sauna users drop in blood pressure and artery stiffness immediately after their heat bath. They also show an increase in heart rate that was similar to the effect of moderate exercise. So they're saying just hopping in a sauna could be just as good for you as exercising.
And I agree with that.
I think I've got my new health and exercise plan. Step 1, get a sauna.
No, we have a gym membership where there's a sauna.
Oh, yeah.
We just got to go there.
Got to walk past all the people that are like running and sweating and all of that stuff. That just seems...
them doing it right.
Yeah, seems like a lot of work. That is your scoop of the day on the John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening on a Tuesday.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
Hey, Charlie, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
And you're not in the studio this week. We have to talk to you on the doggone phone again. That's no fun. It's better when you're here, Charlie.
Well, I don't know about that part, but...
We'll have to do a vote. We'll see if people want you to move here and live with us. What is your vote on that, Charlie?
No.
No? Okay. Well, it's probably the one that matters most. So. What do you got for us this week?
Hey, did you know it's still school time, right?
Yeah, there's kids in school, yeah.
A child is 16 times safer riding to school in a school bus than a family vehicle.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, those buses are kind of hard to miss, so you see
Yeah.
that coming and you tend to be a little more careful.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point, Heidi.
Thank you, John.
What's she laughing at?
Oh, she's just laughing.
Yeah, drugs.
I think she's insane, but we'll get her diagnosed later.
Hey, then, did you see that movie Grand Theft Auto?
I've not seen the
I
movie. I know
haven't.
there's a video game, Grand Theft Auto.
Well, in the movie, it cost $265 million to make it,
Oh, wow.
but it made $1 billion in its first 72 hours.
Whoa.
No kidding?
Just in the first 72, so I think they got their money back.
Yeah, that's. It sounds like they probably did. I wonder if that's the video game.
I don't know.
Well, it says movie.
Really? You'd think, because that would have to be like the best-selling movie of all time, you'd think. I don't know. Huh.
Well, if they did that good making the movie, think what they did on the video games.
Yeah, no kidding.
In 1985, a Coca-Cola employee was fired for being engaged to a Pepsi employee.
Oh, wow.
What?
That's not good.
No.
Sleeping with the
How
enemy.
is that okay? That's not okay.
It's probably not okay.
Wow.
Unless they were both like trading, inside secrets and stuff.
Huh.
I don't think you get the secret formula for either one, so I don't think that's the case.
Huh.
Hey, you like pizza?
I love pizza.
Yes.
There's a place in New York City called Vinny's Pizzeria, and it serves their pizza in a box made of pizza and garlic bread.
Really?
So you get to eat the box,
Oh,
too.
you could eat the box too. That's a great idea.
I sure hope they wrap it in something.
Huh.
You ever go to the zoo and see the monkeys?
I love the monkeys.
Yeah, that's Heidi's favorite place to go when we go to the zoo.
That's because they're always doing nasty things.
No, they're really funny. They make her laugh. She laughs the entire time we're
I
there.
do.
That's also why she's married to me, Charlie. She just looks at me and laughs. Sometimes pokes me in the belly and laughs more.
I'm married to a monkey.
There you go. Hey, anyway, the monkeys with smaller testicles, they scream louder to compensate their size.
No kidding. That's good to know.
That is
You probably
good to
let out some
know.
pretty good squeals yourself, don't you?
I make a lot of noise. I'm in trouble.
Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
What's that?
Well, this fit right up your wife's alley.
Okay.
People with high IQs tend to appreciate dark humor more.
Oh.
I definitely appreciate dark humor.
She appreciates dark humor, so apparently that's the exception to the rule right there.
It's not very nice.
Well, yeah, I don't understand that part either.
There's every once in a while they slip by. No, she is pretty darn smart. I mean, after all, she married me, right?
Well, that tends to not go with what I just told you.
Once again, the exception to the rule. All right, you ready for a question for me, Charlie?
Sure.
During the average person's lifetime, how many pounds of food do we eat, each person?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, jeez. In pounds or
In pounds,
Pounds. Wow, that's
in
tough.
a lifetime?
In a lifetime, how many pounds of food? Everybody, if you're listening, you can shout out the answer too and see if you're right.
1,000 pounds.
1,000? No, you'd be really hungry. Heidi, how many pounds do you think? In your lifetime.
5,000 pounds.
You'd also be hungry. 60,000 pounds of food in your lifetime.
Oh,
That is the weight of 6 elephants, by the way.
60,000 pounds.
Yeah. I probably eat more than that because I'm above average, so.
that is insane.
I've probably eaten 60,000 pounds in the last 4 months, or at least it feels
I
like
think
it.
you probably have this week.
Yeah,
This was a big week
this last
for
week I
food.
ate way too much. Well,
Well, join the crowd. So
Charlie, it's always a pleasure. We'll talk to you next week.
we'll do it again next Tuesday then.
All right, sounds
Bye,
good.
Daddy.
Bye, Pop. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie. Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Each year in the United States, there are about 15,000 accidents involving a vacuum cleaner. I don't know what kind of accident.
I think we've read
don't
that
want
statistic
to know.
before, and that
sounds
is
bad.
extremely bizarre.
It really is. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If a polar bear and a grizzly bear mate, what would their offspring be called?
What?
It's a pizzy bear. It's a polar grizzly bear. Pizzy bear.
That's a real thing?
It is,
I was
yeah.
thinking you were going to tell me a joke.
No, it's a fact. It's a fun fact. It's not a fun joke for you. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Attics were invented in Attica. That's
Attics?
interesting. Attic, like above a house. Attics, they're
Oh.
named because they were invented apparently in Attica. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Before buying a television, a guy will spend 2 hours and 3 minutes doing research. Not all guys. How much time would I spend doing research?
None at all, actually.
I remember one time we just measured the space, and I'm like, okay, we have this much space. I walked in, I measured the TV, and I go, I'll go with that one.
That's a true story.
All right, it's today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Croatia. A woman in Croatia working in a clothing store. A robber comes in holding a gun, told her, hand over your money. The assistant manager said the robber looked so young and was so nervous she couldn't help but laugh.
Oh,
The robber was so embarrassed he turned around and ran.
oh, poor Robert.
I know. How often do you feel bad for the robber? But you do in this case. You're like, oh, give him a
So
dollar.
sad.
No, don't give him. Hey, don't rob places. I just want to make sure I put that on the record. The John and Heidi Show is against the idea of robbing places, clothing places, any places. Just don't rob no places. All right, that is your news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This story I had to put here because it's weird news. There's no other place to put it. North Korea's former leader invented the burrito 10 years ago. What?
Really?
If you didn't know this they're saying somehow false claim in the news, came as the country said it was doing a booming trade in the Tex-Mex dish in the capital, Pyongyang. A video out of North Korea described the meal as a wheat wrap. A North Korean newspaper, seen as a government mouthpiece, reported that the burrito was thought up in 2011 by Kim Jong-il, the father of the current Supreme Leader, Kim Jong-un. So if you ever order a burrito Supreme, it's because it's from
the
Supreme
Supreme
Leader.
Leader.
I added that part myself, but
That's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure that's how it got its name. We just didn't know it. That's all. Is that the weirdest thing you've heard?
That is extremely bizarre,
I
yes.
think that's very bizarre. It's today's weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. 15 things you might not realize are rude in other countries. I got to go through this quick. Number 1, eating with your left hand. United Arab Emirates and other Muslim majority countries do not ever eat with your left hand. Next, blowing your nose in public. Don't do that in Japan. Tipping less than 15 to 20%. Don't ever tip less than that in the US of A. Pointing at someone with your finger. You're not supposed to do that in Malaysia. Do not leave food on your plate in Thailand. Give a big old bear hug in France. You're going to get yourself in trouble. They don't like that.
Okay.
Assuming the dinner bill will be split if you're the one who extended the invitation, that is bad in Colombia. If you extend the invitation, you're paying for that bill.
Yeah.
Curling your index finger to make a beckoning gesture, like to the hey, come here.
Come here.
You don't do that in the Philippines. That's bad. Asking for grated cheese on your seafood. Do not do that in Italy. Number 10 on the list, bringing an actual plate when somebody says bring a plate to a party. Don't bring a plate. Okay. I don't know what you're supposed to bring then. Exposing the soles of your feet. You don't do that in the Middle East. Biting straight into your baguette. You don't do that in France. Not stating your name during phone calls in the Netherlands. That's rude. Unwrapping a gift immediately is rude in China. And not asking for seconds is very rude in Nepal, so I'm okay.
You'd be okay in
I'll do some
Nepal.
thirds and some fourths as well. All right, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for your quote of the day. Comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Stephen Wright, very funny comic.
Funny guy.
I've got a really funny quote from him. He said, I'll try to do it in my best Stephen Wright impression.
Okay.
It's not going to be very good. Someone asked me, if I were stranded on a deserted island, what book would I bring? How to Build a Boat. He is hilarious. That is, if you don't know who Stephen Wright is, by the way, if you go on YouTube and just search, you'll find hours and hours of laughter.
Funny guy.
Very funny dude. And that is our quote of the day, and it comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for quotes as well, but insurance quotes. I'm not as funny as Stephen Wright. Again, InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of gmdvacations.com. And there's a Dutch supermarket chain that they're opening checkout lanes specifically for people who want to chat. And they have other lanes that are specifically for people in a hurry. I love this idea, by the way. I'll tell a story at the very end of it, but let me read this. They're doing this to combat loneliness among the elderly.
Oh, okay.
This chain in the Netherlands opened 100 of what they call chat checkouts in an effort to combat loneliness. I would work in one of those in a second. I'd love that.
Oh, yeah.
Jumbo chains opening up what they're calling chat checkouts, where customers can take their time and chat rather than just pay and get out of the way. And this was first at a place called Kletasia, opened in 2019, and it prompted the company to plan another 200 to be opened by the end of this year. They say many people, elderly in particular, feel lonely. And this supermarket chain in the central, they plays a central role in society. They feel like when people are in there, if you get a chance to visit with them, you build a bond, and it's a whole lot better. And I'll tell you, it's true.
That is true. Yep.
So I'm going to tell you my chat story, and I got another minute here. So growing up in Huron, South Dakota, I worked at a place called Farmer's Market. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I did when I first started working there, I was very, very shy, which I know you're probably all thinking that's not true, but it is. And I got to meet the people every week. I'd see the same people, and I got to know them. And I would actually start asking what their name was, and I would visit. And it was, we weren't as fast as the other places. We didn't have all the little digital beep, beep, beep. Somebody had to punch in numbers. It took a little longer, but it was a really, really fun thing to get to know. And there's some of those people that I met way back then that are friends of mine now on Facebook. You know, and that's how I met them. I used to be the carryout boy at their. I would like bag their groceries and carry it to their car.
Right.
But talk about building a lifelong bond. How neat is that?
That's cool.
I love this story. I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.